The Lenovo Cup Finals, Reunited versus NiP. Map is Numbani. NiP just won Volskaya. They are currently up 1-0. Rematch of their finals from last week. I guess it was upper bracket last week or something. But yeah, here we go. But yeah, this tilts me because I don't see where defense is set up. I just see offense in spawn, like running around in circles. Are they running offensive Mei and defensive Winston? This is bizarre. I like Mei in general against the 3-3 stuff, but offense Mei is kind of hard to run. I mean, you can have a lot of success with it if you get like, I don't know how to explain it. The reason why Mei is good is because you can split up team fights and you can wall off players that are getting like Ana healed. So like if an Ana's healing somebody, you can like put a wall up and stop the Ana from healing, obviously. If a Winston jumps your team, you can freeze him. If a Reinhardt wants to ult, you can wall him off. You can do a lot of things with the wall and the ice block to just like disrupt the enemy team. And the headshots do, I think, 150 damage at close range, so they're very, very powerful. The good thing about Mei too is that if you freeze somebody, like you're gonna get a free charge, you're gonna get a free hook, you're gonna get a free sleep dart. You can do whatever you want. Like they're just stunned, and they're like stunned right in front of your face. There's nowhere for them to go. That's the strength of the hero. I honestly like the Mei more than I like the Winston because, like I said before, the Winston's not that good on defense, or just in general. Winston's not that good, I don't think, in this comp. Winston's good when you Ana ult Winston, but like not when you Ana ult Winston into tanks because it's still not enough damage. So I'm not sold on Valitage's Winston, but we'll see what happens. But the Mei is another one of those heroes. Like it's either gonna work or it's not gonna work at all. Mei mains SMH. But again, yeah, it's like Josh is right. He might switch off it and go back to the Hanzo because that's all he does. All right, Valitage's Tracer. I like this better. I get done complaining about him playing Winston. He switches to Tracer. I haven't tried the new static cameras in PTR, so I'm not really sure, but I'm sure that they're better than this. Like I'm sure they're good. He switches to Winston. All right, so like I get done flaming Winston, and then Zappis is trolling me, so he gets off the hero that I thought was going to be good to go Winston, and then Valitaje goes Tracer. But Winston is just good, I think, in general with this kind of comp because if you can just get on Morte with the Winston, that's really good. 9 times out of 10, I would say Morte's positioning should be away from his team, trying to heal from the far ledge while his team like blocks the left like close ledge. But so if Zappis can get on Morte, then this is a good pick. But if Valitaje can get on Zuppa, then that's really bad too for them. I like the Winston. Like I don't mind the Winston on offense. I thought Winston on defense was garbage, but he's just gonna scout. He knows exactly where they are. That's really good information, actually. And this is just an interesting way to play it. It's the same thing as Volskaya, to be honest with you. They're just running around, like one team holds the high ground, but then they're all running, they realize that they're running tanks, so they can't actually do this. How did they kill Winghaven there? Did they just abandon Winghaven? Maybe the Chaser wasn't good. Because they played so clumped that there was never really a chance for Valitaje to do anything. I think Winghaven just got like sacrificed. Like they were like, "Yo, go in, and you're just gonna die." Like I have nothing to help you. Zappis is actually doing a lot of work. I lied. I didn't lie, but I was proven wrong. Like Zappis got a lot done there. The bubbles are just really hard to deal with. Okay, I guess. All right. One thing I want to point out is that when you're playing 2CP maps, the cart isn't an issue, right? Like there's no cart in 2CP maps, so Tracer's not actually that good. Tracer's good on offense because you can get off the cart and do whatever the hell you want. But on defense, if you're running this deathballish comp that NiP is running, this is very deathballish. Like, this is probably the definition of deathball. The card heals you, the Ana heals you, the Lucio heals you. And then you have like 2 shields, a Zarya, and a Roadhog. You're just sitting on this cart. Anything that comes into the cart's range is just gonna die. And that's kind of the strength of the comp. And that's why NiP is so good, is because they abuse the shit out of this cart. Like, if any one of these heroes tries to stop the cart from moving, like, good luck to you, you know? So they're just putting 4 tanks. Like, look at this. This is like a goon squad right here. You have a Winston, the Zarya, the Reinhardt, and the Roadhog. Like, look at this shit. This is like high school bullies, like the butch-ass fucking bullies that push you into lockers. And then you have like Tracer, like this little girl that's about to get like destroyed, like demolished, like punched and beaten by this hook. Like, anything that tries to touch the card has to go through this. Look how scary this is. Like, I'm scared of this. Like, look at them. They're just gonna sit on this cart. And what do you do as Reunited? You have no, like, play. You have to get a Graviton into, like, even Graviton's not that good because they can drop the beat. Watch. They could have potentially had an advantage, but it looks like they're just gonna play safe and steady as they do. Look at how scared Valutaja is. He's like, I'm not going into that. Unfixed is like, I don't want to go into that. If they Graviton, he's just gonna drop the beat and nothing's gonna die. So like, they put a lot of emphasis on this combo, right? Like they put so much emphasis. Unfixed and Valutaja were like, we're gonna go in and get this ult off, but Valutaja didn't even have Pulse Bomb. So I don't know why they went for this at this specific second. Like, they have no combo for this. Like, Unfixed is actually just gonna die now. Ooh, big Earth Shatter, actually. Morte didn't even get the Ana ult off. Now they're just rolling. Look at this. See this shit? There's just 4 people sitting on the cart. 5 people sitting on the cart. They weren't even going to get kills if that Pulse Bomb went off. That's the sad part. Like, this comp is just so beefy. Valutaja feels so useless right now. Watch him, dude. Winghaven's going to get ulted, and they're just going to Reinhardt ult, or not Reinhardt, Roadhog ult, and push him off. Oh, never mind. They're just going to Graviton. That's fine. They play around this so well, too, dude. Like, I saw this. I mean, I knew that this was a thing before anyone even mentioned it. But Roadhog ult is so good against nano boosted Reinhardts because you just push them away. Like, look at Winghaven. Look how sad he is. He just charged out of a black hole and got pushed back farther than the black hole even was. And they just played around that so well. Like, they know exactly how to play around it. They see that. They see the Reinhardt getting ulted and they just pop the whole hog and they're like, LOL, bye. And then, look at him. What's he gonna do? He wants to Earth Shatter? Half his team's already dead. And he's like, haha. But Valutaja can't do anything. Like, this is the weakness of the Tracer on these payload maps against this. And this is the strength of this comp on payload maps. Like, it used to be 3-3, you would run Zenyatta, but they're even getting past it. They're like, oh, we don't need Zenyatta. We'll just sit on the cart and treat the cart as Zenyatta. But they're just rolling with ults. Nobody's even died on the side of NiP, I'm pretty sure. Bunch of 0 deaths. And that's a sleep dart on the Zarya, which is a massive... Winghaven really wants to get a good Earth Shatter, but Valutaja's dead again to Himzy. Himzy just has Valutaja's number. Valutaja's done absolutely nothing this entire game, mind you, but it's not really his fault. And that's really bad Earth Shatter. The shield was up from Fraggy. So now you just wasted, you're down your Tracer, and you just wasted your Earth Shatter. Now what do? You get plowed, that's the answer. I think he just hit an Earth Shatter in the back and got 2 kills. Look at them just pounding away. They haven't died. They're just sitting on around this cart. They're all in a group. Nobody's dying. Nobody's taking damage. This is just like...
I don't even have the words for it. I've never seen this happen in Reunited before. Kino's gonna have this sound barrier too. He gets hooked though, so that's brutal.
What? He lives with 15 HP. Oh my god, that's some sad shit. That was their one chance to get a kill this game. But you see the difference in this map and the 2CP maps is that the cart exists. That's like a huge change of the way the game works now, is because you're not fighting on a point anymore. Tracer's not good. There's no open space. The only thing that matters is the cart, and Tracer eventually has to get on the cart, and Tracer just can't get on the cart because there's 4 tanks sitting on it waiting to kill her. You see the strength of the Zarya now, in that if they want to contest the cart, they have to get close, and then Zarya gets a lot better. And the fights are a lot more, they're not split out anymore. They're all in the cart all the time. Every fight is always on the cart. You know exactly where the team is going to be. You can't go for flanks against this comp because Lucio and Ana are pretty self-sufficient in terms of dealing with like flankers like Winston, Genji, Tracer. But yeah, like Valutage has lost this game. He doesn't know what to do. Unfixed can't do anything either because they're not pushing into him. Like, they're just sitting on the cart. So he's never really under pressure. The only way that they can make fights work is if they take fights into the cart. But like, it's so hard to fight into this 3-3 or this 2-4 comp. Like, they just didn't die. Nobody actually died. That was insane.
I believe it's called a flawless victory, going back to the Mortal Kombat days. They didn't lose anyone.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
0 people the entire map.
It's just hard to get, like, if you get off the Tracer, you have to ask yourself, like, what am I going? And the only other hero I would go is maybe Mei, or, like, I don't even think Reaper would have been good. I would say Mei is probably the only bet. Zenyatta, maybe. Zenyatta might be good. You could run 3-3 instead of 4-2. But they abuse the comp really well, NiP, and that's their strength. And I think that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with on LAN this weekend. If they can ban out 2CP, I think that they're going to feel very comfortable going into every matchup this week. Because payload maps, I would say that their comp works the best. And even Koth, I'm not sure how good their Koth is, but if they play around these heroes well enough, it's very deathball-y as well. So if they can get rid of 2CP, and if they can get maps on payload maps, I think that matches on payload maps, I think that NiP's in a very good position for this week. Isn't E-League this weekend? I know teams are at the hotel now. I don't know if it actually started yet, but maybe it doesn't start. How do you leave this meta? Do they need to nerf Ana into the ground? I don't think you have to nerf Ana into the ground. I think you have to nerf, like, her ult into the ground. Or you have to nerf... You have to, like, nerf some of the tanks' health, I think. I think tanks have too much health, to be honest with you. A lot of tanks have too much health. I think you have to look at health values and damage values. I think healers are too strong right now. I think that Ana does way too much healing per second. And I think that tanks do too much damage for the fact that they're tanks. So, like, I don't like the fact that Roadhog has so much power. I don't like the fact that Reinhardt's swing does 75 damage. Like, this is what Reunited did last time, but this is one of those times where if you're Reunited, you're just super scared. I guess the good news for them is that this isn't stopwatch anymore. So they just have to finish the map. And they finished the map last time with this exact same comp. Although, I don't know that Valutage was on Tracer. Maybe he was. This is a dive comp without a Zarya, which is a little bit rough, I would say. I think Zarya makes all of these heroes better. I'm surprised that they're not running a Zarya and that they're opting for the D.Va. But I can see why it might be good. It's just very damage focused, but they have to kill Himzi and Mafu. Like, they're running a lot of heroes that don't do a super lot of burst damage against heroes that kind of have to be bursted down. The Kib's a Genji god and just run around here. Himzi kills Morte, big kill. He didn't waste his hook on Kib, which is good. Look how much damage he's unable to do. Like, look how good their healing is with the Lucio heals. Like, nothing died. It felt like he was on the Ana for so long, but the Ana kept herself alive. Good news for United is they got the point. Like, they got the tick. But that's it. Remove hero limits, pick 6 Reapers. I don't know, I think tanks are just too good. That or healers are too good. There's something to be said about the fact that, like, Kib was unable to kill that Ana after shooting him for, like, shooting her for so long. That's a really big sleep dart.
very quickly. Zupe is playing an amazing Ana for Ninjas in Pajamas all day long.
Yeah.
Although I wish they didn't keep it on his point of view.
Does come out unfixed, and Kib do finally get on the
Ooh, that's sad. That's some sad shit right there. Because he actually, if this was last patch, he would have gotten refunded, but he actually got nothing out of that. I wish the sleep dart or the camera wasn't on him during his sleep dart. Here comes unfixed ulti. He actually gets a kill with it on the Winston.
Reunited as Valataja looks
But Mafu is just going to farm ult on Valataja and the D.Va now.
like they've had all game, but they have to
Look at Valataja, dude. He's so afraid.
Zupe
That was a really good shot.
from a distance, a nice kill from his Ana, and now they are reinforcing.
Mafu just used Graviton and now has 50% because he just farmed so much on that D.Va.
Even gets slept in the back.
That's the downside of running the D.Va.
Out, unfixed does fall to his death as well. 2 minutes to get this first point and stay alive on this map.
They're having a hard time converting kills, but it makes sense that they're having a hard time converting kills because they have a Zarya, an Ana, and a Lucio. Like, that's so defensive. There's so much damage block and so much sustain in those three heroes that
Don't touch them. They actually don't touch
if you don't kill something instantly, you just don't kill anything.
And Reunited, as they come in again, if they get
I think they should buff 76 to ignore armor.
dangerous, Winghaven
All of his bullets just ignore armor and shields.
back, Froggy getting nano boosted
That'd be
again,
dope.
chasing Mort on Zen again, forces Transcendence, so he's gonna zoom back to the point. He gets pinned.
Look at Himsy, man. Himsy is just doing what he wants.
Are starting to pile up, but Kib on the Genji only able to get 1 kill, and the rest of the support.
This is like dizzying.
Himsy's still going crazy here. We'll see if Kid can get anything going on his Dragon Blade. Nope, gets hit in the face with a hammer. He did get one.
He got hooked and hammered at the exact same time.
It's Himsy right now who does
This
have
defense is so strong, but I think it's also the fact that this offense is so weak. You see I'm fixed now, switch off the D.Va. I think he should have been on the Zarya the entire time.
after Winghaven takes down Fraggy, but they're gonna have to.
The good thing about Zarya on offense is that you know Himsy's playing Roadhog because Himsy literally only plays Roadhog. So whenever you see the Roadhog, you should just automatically have the Zarya anyway, just to protect anyone that gets hooked. Because you know Himsy's going to hit hooks, so you have to hit your bubbles.
Has to hit the sound barrier to come in.
Valatash is a little bit deep here, like his team's not here with him at all. He gets picked, it's not very good.
Surge definitely need that sound barrier to keep everyone alive, but they get melted so.
Oh my god, this is a plowing, dude. They're just showing up.
And it's
It's a
really
very dominant performance, but I feel like their comp really made it hard for them.
Whole Hog is against Graviton, or in combination with Graviton, because it does so much damage.
Like, I complained about the defensive Winston before, but Zappos, it's able he can make it work because they're running the Genji now, and he can just shut down Kib as long as he's on Kib the entire time.
Son of their own up, it has to be huge.
Fraggy getting nano boosted again dives on the supports, but the sound barrier gonna keep them somewhat healthy. But Graviton Surge here coming from the offense
They protected the Ana there. If they didn't protect the Ana there, that would have been bad.
will slow down the healing a little bit, but they're losing players at an alarming rate. Fraggy goes down now. Mafu actually alone on the point now. This is kind of a first as he's kind of out of sorts.
That was so clutch that Zarya got that punch off. That was one swing away from being a kill in the other direction.
Two should be a nice cleanup for Reunited in overtime though. So on the whole, finally taking point A is still not doing them much.
It's funny to me that they switched the class back to the Zarya. Like, they should have just had the Zarya the whole time. D.Va's not very good, I would say. D.Va's very risky.
Minutes, which is nice for
Like, D.Va either works immediately or it loses slowly. Like, there's no in between. Every time, like, you lose the shock factor of the D.Va once you lose the first fight. It's like, okay, they have a D.Va, we just have to wait for it. But, like, the first time that they come in, it's, like, not as, it's just more urgent.
We'll see where
Because there's less room for error, because you have ults and stuff. So every time that the team fails a push, the next push is just easier for defense, because defense has a better plan and an understanding of what's going to happen next. Like, the onus is on the defense to get something done.
Comes in from
Why'd they switch the camera again? This is so dizzying.
there. Kib actually slicing
I
away.
think the Reinhardt took someone off the map. I think he took Morte off the map during Transcendence.
Yeah, Kib and Valataja combined for 4 kills there.
Then they switched the cam to Kib, who, like, just swung around in circles or something.
Able to poke away from a distance is getting healed up now. So Reunited, signs of life as they push through. They did use both their ultimates there. This Ana boost is not going to be able to be countered by an opposing.
I think you want to block the hook with the bubble, but that's hard because generally 9 times out of 10 the hook will go off first.
With the Ana boost on him.
They're making a very good push here, but they have so many ults right now on the side of Reunited, and Reunited doesn't have a Reinhardt. And you see the problem with that there is that when you don't have a Reinhardt, the enemy Reinhardt Earthshatter can just come out all the time. Like, you're not afraid of anything right now if you're fraggy, because there's nothing that can block your Earthshatter. So as long as there's people on your screen, they're going to get stunned. I don't know why Winghaven hasn't switched yet. I would say that it's a mistake here to not run a Reinhardt.
Morte tries to take
If you need a Winston that bad, I think Valutaja should be playing it, or Unfixed. Somebody should be playing it. I mean, not Unfixed. I would say Valutaja needs to be playing Winston.
Is really the man with the plan.
This comp is only good if it snowballs, and they haven't snowballed at all. So they're in a really bad position right now because every time they push, NiP is ready. Like, NiP's just going to graviton them here, and they're not going to have any way to block any damage in it.
To find this right angle, that's what they're banking on right now. He's trying to sneak.
The lack of Reinhardt is a big deal when teams are running Reinhardt. Like, see this Earth Shatter, or this is a good combo, very good combo. But the sound barrier actually stopped those kills from coming out. And yeah, Mafu dropped his graviton in the back there. I don't think anyone saw it, or I didn't see it, but that's the problem with not running a Reinhardt. All of your damage is just like unmitigated. But I would say if I'm Reunited, I'm a little demoralized after that offense. Like, I don't know if they're in the right mindset. Valutaja back to Tracer. They like. I think NiP just woke up in this game. More so than last time. Like the last time they played, Reunited kind of rolled through them because they never got ults up. But in this match, you run the, like, let's just look at the comp, I guess, before we end this VOD because this map's almost over. Like Genji, Tracer, Zarya, Winston. There's not even a really good hero to Ana ult. Like, I don't know if you really need the Ana here. I get that Ana's good, but I would honestly say you just run Zen. Because why not run Zen? Like, Zen at least does work against this, and Transcendence is good always, I would say. Like, most times Transcendence is just good. But, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't like the Ana. Like, I think the Ana breaks this comp and makes this Winston a little bit harder to run. But like when you run Winston and you don't run Reinhardt, every time Reinhardt Earth Shatters, the only thing you have to worry about is the Winston bubble. So all of Fraggy's ults were good. If you're Zappis, you're just killing Kib the entire game. If you're Himsy, you're just hunting Valutaja. Like, even Fraggy's been killing Valutaja. Valutaja had a really hard time on Tracer, but like, he should have a really hard time on Tracer because they're just deathballing. Tracer's only good when you can split teams up, and there's no reason for NiP to split up. So Valutaja's just been getting consistently destroyed by NiP this round, or like this match in general. The Zaryas are just playing Zarya like they're doing what they have to do. I would say that defensive Ana is only good when there's an offensive Ana. Otherwise, I think Zenyatta is better on defense, or I think it's better to run Zenyatta in defense in general, because I don't think defensive Ana is that great. But they play around it very well because they had the ult advantage most of the game because there's no shield. So like, since there's no Reinhardt on this team, all of the damage that Himsy and Mafu and Fraggy do, it's like unmitigated. Like, it's always hitting the enemy team because there's no mitigation from the Reinhardt shield. So they had the ult advantage most of the time. Even the Ana ults are better in theory from Zeppa because he has Ana ult more frequently than Morte should, because Morte has to fire through the shield. And his sleep darts are better. Like, everything's just easier when you don't run the Reinhardt for NiP, rather. Where was I going with this? My point being, though, that when you run the Ana with this comp, unless you're like Ana ulting a Dragon Blade, there's not much to do here. Like, that's the only combo you have, which is bad because Dragon Blade, let's say Dragon Blade comes up every minute, like you have 1 minute, and then this comes up every like 30 seconds. I mean, this is very exaggerated. This is probably like 90 seconds. This is probably like 45. But the fact that you have to wait for this combo and they never actually use it together is just, it's like very, what's the word? Inefficient. So I don't like this comp. Like, I think that this comp is bad. I think you just run Zenyatta here, to be honest with you. Or you run Reinhardt and Winston. I feel like this has no synergy and doesn't really make sense to me. I think the Zenyatta would have done better killing these tanks or forcing out bubbles that don't want to be forced out, but they didn't run that, so whatever. But this is a really good defense from NiP, but I think it just comes down to the fact that everything they do is on their own terms. Like, look, they're Ana ulting unfixed. I'm like, what the hell's unfixed gonna do? Look at this. Like, unfixed is literally just firing into a Reinhardt shield right now. It's not killing anything. Can't kill a Winston.
Reunited though, they do have 4 on the card, so not quite over yet, but they're getting pressured out. Fraggy gets very low, but getting absolutely clutched out healed. There comes a third Ana boost in about 90 seconds.
A really good pulse bomb, but too little, too late, honestly.
Mafu trying to get some damage done on the Ana boost, but it is 6v4 right now in favor of Reunited. They're bringing this back. Graviton comes in. Mafu caught up in that. Kip cleans up Mafu. They might just get this point. Only Kindle and Zach.
This is such a clown fest.
He did hit his whole hog, but no targets in sight. Himsy all alone. They're gonna stall it out.
Oh my god, Zappis gets the Winston ult off.
Winstons are making this fight last so long, and it's just Zappis doing an amazing job as Winston lasting as long as he
He
did.
jumps off the map to go back to spawn.
Fraggy to rejoin the fight, and
God.
I have to apologize to Reunited now, calling that fight early, as it basically was like 2v6, and they still somehow managed
Clown
to get everyone back to the
fiesta.
fight and use their ultimates wisely. So Reunited, that's 2 overtime captures for them, A and B now on Numbani.
It only opened up because he hit a 2-man pulse bomb with no setup. That was just a good pulse bomb. Alright, like an efficient pulse bomb, I guess. Mafu has Graviton. All I have to do is kill him once and this game should be over. There's only a minute left. And alright, I didn't even mention this, because this is a big deal too. Since there's no shield on the Gravitons too, every time that Mafu hits Graviton, they're always going to hit the Ana nuke. Because there's nothing to block it except for the Winston bubble. So as long as the Winston bubble's down, the Ana nuke always hits. Like, you need Reinhardt for this point. That's, I guess, the moral of my sad story here is that not running Reinhardt makes this so much harder for you.
The Ana boost off as it was a desperation one from Mort on the end. Winghaven now on the ground, tranquilized, but Balataja cleaning up his aggressor. Balataja getting a couple more kills, but Winghaven and Kip go down. Balataja
Nano boosted Tracer, the dream.
generally don't see that, but he's gonna come in.
Nano boosted Tracer is actually really strong, but you have to like play around it.
Pushing them back. 40 seconds left. Reunited would be better served to back up, make one good coordinated push. They're gonna have some ultimates up. Big Bang will be at the ready. Sounder on the ready too. Only Zappis with his ultimate up. The only one even close to his ultimate actually on this NiP team. So Reunited will have the ult advantage. Can they use it?
Reunited should be able to win this fight now. They have Graviton, they have dropped the beat, they have everything that they need to win this fight, but
Here for the attacking team, will it be enough? We've got a Graviton surge also.
one-man Graviton doesn't get much.
Without a rewind, so that's really terrible.
They sticky bombed the Tracer. I think that they wasted their advantage there.
For Reunited, Kip trying to do all the damage he can as that Genji. He does have sword available.
Ooh, that's really good that he didn't get hit by that.
Pull the sword out, gets a kill on Fraggy very quickly.
Look how hard, look how like difficult of a time they're having just killing this tanky ass lineup with these heroes.
United still pushing.
Like the only way you get a kill is with the Dragon Blade. That's not ideal.
Maybe switch to Diva. No, it looks like they're going to stop and continue using everyone that they have up to this point.
It's gonna be
They don't need to switch heroes if you're NiP. NiP has so much time. They have 4 minutes to cap the first point. Like they're not even worried. Like if they don't full hold here, they're still in a good position. Zappis comes in the back. This is where it's annoying because you have to deal with this Tracer behind you, or else he's just gonna kill everything.
but they are
Raggy's so good at Reinhardt actually. Like that's all I'm learning while I'm watching these VODs. Like he always hits his fire strikes.
that is going to be it.
Ridiculous, ridiculous efficiency from this guy.
Nano boost. Ninjas in pajamas up 2 to
Fraggy just knows how to play Reinhardt, I would say, or he's just really good at his swinging. Like that sounds sort of dumb to say because it aims for you and like there's no aim involved really, except for like having your mouse in the general vicinity. But I feel like he always gets like I feel like he frags harder than his DPS players.
Still losing the majority of the team fights, really just clutching at the very end of the
Like he plays frag hard pretty well.
Himsy as Rodog stealing the Reinhardt play of the game away.
Yeah, I mentioned that this is a second.
That was the Roadhog ult that pushed Winghaven away on their quest to the 0 death win.